Alright, so as the Vancouver Canucks are currently top of the NHL right now, it makes sense that playoffs are on a lot of people's minds, including myself, which is why I created a poll on my channel the other day talking a little bit about potential matchups the Canucks could have in round 1. And the question that I raised to you was, if you had the choice, which team do you most hope the Canucks can avoid in a potential round 1 matchup? And the results were quite interesting. If you look over here, you can see that we're closing in on about 1,000 voters, so it's a pretty decent sample size. And what pops out initially is that almost half of you chose the Edmonton Oilers as the team you would like to avoid. Now, to all of you that chose the Oilers, I completely agree. Obviously, it's written there on the note above the poll that the Oilers are the team that I am most frightened about as well, because although we did beat them 3 times this season already, sweeping them and embarrassing them for that matter, you just know that they want revenge. They're going to be coming for vengeance. They're the hottest team in the league right now, 10 wins in a row. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want anything to do with them. Vegas, LA, by all means, if you want to have a crack, go ahead. I think the Canucks should stay clear. Just try and win the division so you can go up against some wildcard team, because I know that the Oilers are likely going to end up top 3 in the Pacific by the end of the year. Someone is going to drop out of us, Vegas, and LA. Canucks, just make sure it isn't you, because, yeah, that would not end up well. We're in a pretty good spot right now. We just got to keep the momentum. So, yeah, 49% of you chose the Oilers. Am I surprised? No. Is it weird because a month ago we were talking about how this team was going to be tanking? Yes, but they had themselves a hell of a turnaround, so got to give them respect. We'll see what happens at the end of the year, but let's talk about the other 3 potential matchups that I think we'll get. I mean, Vegas speaks for itself. We had the bubble run a couple of years back. We couldn't get by Vegas. We took it to 7 games, and I think this is a little bit more of a winnable series. I think that Vegas has a couple more holes than the Oilers do right now in the way that they're playing. Eichel is injured. They have a ton of other injuries as well, and their goaltending has been struggling a little bit without Hill. And let's just mention this while we're at it. Champions curse is a real thing. I mean, it's really hard to repeat winning the cup. You're not as motivated the second time around, and for that reason, I'm not as scared to go up against Vegas as I am with the Oilers, which is why, I'd still be a little bit frightened, don't get me wrong, because Vegas is a scary team. If it came to it, I think we could hold our own. I think this time we get the job done against the Golden Knights, but still, in a perfect world, I'd rather avoid them. They're second on the list of my feared teams on this poll, but I'd still be okay with it, so we'll see what happens. We're probably going to end up with one of those 2 teams in the first round, but best case scenario, we'll get one of the next 2 teams, starting off here with the LA Kings. And LA, they're still a tough team. What can I say? They're all good teams here, but this team, for some reason, maybe not as intimidating as the first 2. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we haven't played them yet. Maybe it's because I don't think they have as much star quality as the first 2 teams. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, I would rather play the Kings than the Vegas Golden Knights and the Oilers. But I said it before, I'll say it again. There are no free rides here, and all are tough opponents, and that holds true even for this last team, the Nashville Predators, who I'm not going to lie, are the team that I'm hoping for the most. I'm not saying that they're a bad team, but there's a reason that there's such a big drop-off in the voting as well. So, yeah, Predators, in an ideal world, I feel like we match up best against them. We've played them twice already, maybe even 3 times, but I do know for sure that we've beaten them every time that we've played them this year. So yeah, that would be a great series to watch, and I'd feel the most calm in my seat watching that series over any of the other ones. But still, playoffs is playoffs, and anything can happen, which is why we love it. So let me know in the comment section below to extend this poll here. Who would you like to avoid the most in the playoffs for round 1 out of these 4 teams, who are likely the teams that we're going to have to face off against? And also, who would you like to play the most? Now, it can be a team that is not currently on this list, but make sure that it's realistic. I don't want to see the Blackhawks or the Sharks in the comments, because they're obviously not going to make the playoffs. But yeah, man, we'll see what happens. It's going to be exciting. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll be sure to catch you in the next one. Peace out, and take care.